Hello, today we're going to be working on a 1999 Chevrolet cargo van 2500 Express. The model and body type changed very little over a decade, if so at all. Today we're going to be installing new spark plugs. We're going to take the old spark plugs out and put the new spark plugs in. We're going to begin this by removing the front wheels. Okay, let me explain to you the things you are going to need to take out the spark plugs and install the new ones. You're going to need some gloves, keep your hands clean. You're going to need Gorilla Tape. You're going to need light. You're going to need wrenches. Needle nose is preferred, but that's too small. We're going to wind up using this. This is not really conventional. It's not recommended, but it's all we have. Okay, we're going to use some flat-headed tools to take off some of the housing where we cannot get to the spark plug. Of course, you're going to need a socket wrench. Make sure it's at least 15 inches long. If you can get longer, that would be a lot better. And of course, the spark plugs. I have jacked the vehicle up, and as you can see, we have jack stands just as an extra backup precaution for safety purposes. Okay guys, as you can see, the wheel has been removed and this is what it looks like. You see this flap over here? This is where the spark plugs are located underneath. See that? So I have to get in here. So what we're going to do is take a piece of Gorilla Tape and flap this over. It's much easier to work with like that. Now once again, looking at these spark plugs, they're accessible all but one. Hope you can see this in here. That's easy to get to. This is easy to get to. This is easy to get to. But the one right down there, if you can see that, very hard to get to. We're going to have to remove this housing in order to get to that. So let's start by removing the caps. See? Pretty easy. Now we're going to remove the spark plug. All the plugs have been removed except for the last one. Hope you can see that. That has been removed. The third one has been removed. And last but not least, the fourth one, we're going to have to remove the housing right now. So you're going to need your flathead tool. And you're going to have to pry this thing open, see? I pried the housing off. I'm on this fourth spark plug. It's very hard to see in there. This is about the most I can pry it open. So check it out. Look what I did to the wrench. I put some tape on there because that socket kept coming off. We're going to talk about gapping the spark plug. Some spark plugs come pre-gapped. Others don't. When they're pre-gapped, you don't have to make any adjustments. When they don't come pre-gapped, you're going to have to make the setting yourself. And you're going to do that by using a coin gapper. That's the tool of choice. And you get the measurement on the box of the spark plug. Now if you don't have a coin gapper, that's alright. You can use a dime. You take the dime and you put it in between the gap of the spark plug. You see this gap here, in between here and here? You want to make sure that the dime fits snug. But you don't want to break this part. If you break that part, you're going to have to go buy a new spark plug. Now I'm going to take my finger, make believe that's a hammer or a wrench, and I'm going to put the spark plug on the ground and tap the top of the gap very lightly with the hammer or the wrench until you adjust it to the proper setting. Okay, and if you go a little too close, you can pull it back out with a wrench. Just do it carefully. The wheels are now back on the car. We're going to open the door and turn on the ignition. This project was a success.